Hello everyone, happy October. Personally, there's no other season that beats autumn, or for our friends across the Atlantic, there's no season that beats fall. With that out of the way, here are 5 witchy books I plan to read this coming October. So the first book I want to read is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco. I know I am late to the party, but as the saying goes, it's better late than never. So for those of you who are late like me to the Kingdom of the Wicked party, let me tell you what this book is about. So Kingdom of the Wicked follows Emilia. Emilia had a twin sister, Vittoria. Both Emilia and Vittoria are Strega witches. I think that's how you pronounce it, Strega witches. However, Emilia finds her twin sister, Vittoria, brutally murdered, and that's the story of Kingdom of the Wicked. We follow Emilia as she vows for vengeance to find her sister's killer, no matter what the cost, even if it means using dark magic that is forbidden. So along this path of vengeance, Emilia meets Wrath. So Wrath is one of the princes of hell, told in children's stories to scare them, basically. Wrath says he's been tasked to investigate all these murders that has been happening in this island, and that he is actually on the good path and he is on Emilia's side. The summary, however, ends with the quote saying, "When it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems." So the next book that I am late to the party for is The X-Hex by Erin Sterling. So in X-Hex, we follow 2 main characters. We've got Vivian and Reese. So Vivian and Reese used to date. However, Reese broke Vivian's heart. As any heartbroken person would, Vivian, of course, reacted to this with loads of alcohol and putting a curse on Reese. Fast forward 9 years, Reese is back in town. However, when calamity becomes synonymous with Reese, Vivian realizes that her little hex might be a little bit bigger than what she's anticipated. And as a result, the hex that Vivian puts on Reese starts to affect the town's magic. We see murderous wind-up toys, a very angry ghost, and an oddly talkative cat. So Vivian and Reese must put aside their differences and they have to work together to break the curse, not just to save the town, but to also save Reese's life. So the next book is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I don't have a physical copy of this book as I am reading this through my Kindle, but this is by Sangu Mandana. So this book follows a main character called Mika Moon, and she's one of the last remaining witches in Britain. However, there's only one rule: keep a low profile and never interact with other witches. So Mika follows this rule apart from one exception where she's got an online persona where she posts videos pretending to be a witch. So Mika doesn't think anyone would take this seriously until she gets a mysterious message begging her to go to this mysterious place called Nowhere House. And as you would, Mika accepts this offer, and she's asked to mentor 3 young witches to harness their power and try to control their power. So Mika was orphaned at an early age, and in Nowhere House, Mika has found the family she never thought she needed. However, in this book, magic isn't the only danger present. So when a threat comes knocking on their door, Mika must decide whether she's willing to give up everything to save this newfound family. Book number 4 is Bring Me Your Midnight by Rachel Griffin. So in this book, we follow Tana Fairchild. Since Tana was a little girl, her fate has been decided. So she's to marry the governor's son, Landon. So Tana belongs to a coven in a small island where they have this ritual. On every full moon, they release their power into the ocean so that they don't get seen as a threat. However, one midnight, Tana misses this ritual and she's not able to channel her power to the ocean, which in the story is seen as a fatal mistake. And no one in her life or her island or coven can help her. And this is where our other main character comes in, called Wolf. So Wolf is portrayed to be a witch who comes from a coven who practices black magic, is set out to be the only person who can help Tana. There is only one catch. Wolf doesn't allow Tana to release her magic to the ocean. Instead, Wolf teaches Tana black magic and Tana feels very powerful and alive. The sea, on the other hand, not receiving Tana's power, grows more violent, and Tana's coven can't really control the currents anymore and is set to be a big threat on destroying the island where Tana comes from. So, of course, Tana now has a choice. Does she fulfill her role or does she follow her heart? If she marries Landon, the governor's son, it will bring peace to her coven, but losing Wolf could cost her everything else. And finally, the last witchy book I want to read in October is The Witch King by Martha Wells. In The Witch King, we follow this character called Kai. So Kai has been murdered and his consciousness is trapped in this elaborate water prison. Kai, however, figures out that a weaker mage is trying to harness Kai's power, which leads to Kai having so many questions. Why was he assassinated in the first place? Why is he imprisoned? And why is a group called the Rising World growing in power? So Kai needs to pull together all his allies and rely on his pain magic. To answer all of his questions, and it is said that Kai is not going to like what he finds out. So there are my 5 witchy books to read this October. Have you read any of them? Let me know in the comments down below. Until next time, happy reading!